kicking 14 weeks off by crying in the car on the way to the gym. But this was more like music that got me, and I was doing some mindset coursework last night, and the facilitator mentioned how crying is a really good sign that you're able to feel and regulate your emotions. So I'm going with that. That training session was hard. I was really lightheaded in between essentially all of my sets. So a couple months ago, I discovered I have the opposite of iron deficiency anemia. It's a condition called hemochromatosis, which means I have too much iron, and the only way for it to be managed is through donating blood. And my blood donation appointment is in 10 days. So right now I have really high iron levels. I'm feeling it in the gym. I fatigue more easily. I get really lightheaded and really dizzy. But it is what it is. I did what I could, still hit a couple personal bests, but took a lot more breaks and listened to my body. No way I'm doing cardio today because not mentally, physically, I know that my body isn't ready for it. I did do some posing and I nailed my full turns in terms of footwork consistently. So just gonna see where I'm gonna throw those into the routine. Happy New Year! It is January 1st and I am downtown Barrie, starting the year with something uncomfortable that requires discipline and pushing through and embracing the suck. I'm going to be doing the polar bear dip in like 5 to 10 minutes. I got my towels, I got my warm stuff, I'm ready. No one else wanted to come with me. I invited like 10 people and they were either busy or they just didn't want to do it. So I'm here on my own.
Going in there. Oh my God, it's out! Oh, take this.
Get it! Now I have to stop shivering so I can drive home. But that was so worth it. Whew, I'm awake. And just the Huberman Lab talks a lot about cold exposure and how being in it and staying in until your body stops going through that, oh my God, I want to get out, and kind of settles. That naturally increases your dopamine over the next few hours. I think it's by like 200 times. So looking forward to the rest of the day. Want to kick off the first day of 2023 productively. And that was a really good start. Back home getting into work and I'm still a little shivery. So like I'm trying to type and it's not working. And I don't know if you can see, but like I still have goosebumps right now, but I am warming up. I chose not to hop into the shower or hop into the hot tub to increase my body temperature, because your body naturally increasing it on its own is what contributes to the dopamine spike. So I'm just going to get into some client check-ins and make today productive. The gym is closed, so I chose to make today a rest day. Swapped training for running into a very cold lake, and I feel really good. Warming up in the sauna before my final week of this training program. So next week I get a new one. Gonna make the most of it. Hit as many PRs as possible. And then yesterday I also marked 5 days in a row of me journaling in my 5-minute journal. So for those of you that were following along with that process, you know that if I didn't do it, I would have to publicly express my failure in this video, but I did it. So my reward was a new pair of Lululemon leggings that I got on the way here. Stopped at the mall and picked them up. They were on sale, and with my Sweat Collective discount, it was like 40% off, and they're super cozy, and they're double lined because they're a light color, and if they were single they would be very see-through. So gonna go put them through a leg day workout and see what they're like. Training and posing are done, but I have to admit that even though I hit some personal bests and my posing is getting better, I'm just having a low self-esteem day, and I'm getting all up in my head of I don't think I'm gonna be ready. What if I'm not working hard enough? I should be doing more. So after this, I'm going to go and treat myself to a spray tan, because those always make your muscles pop. and they make me feel better about myself. So sometimes it's like the little acts like that go a long way in shifting your mental state when you're not having the best day. I forgot to mention in my last video that I had to do stairs. So train, pose, stairs, and then spray tan. So I finished my stairs, and what I'm doing to keep myself entertained for the next upcoming weeks is Netflix has dropped their most recent episode or season of The Circle. So I am only allowing myself to watch garbage reality TV when I'm doing cardio, and my sessions are short, so I don't really get through a full episode. I think I got through like 20 minutes of the first episode so far. So I'm only going to watch The Circle when I do cardio, which helps me look forward to it. And for now, we snack on some post-workout pineapple and we go get turned into an Oompa Loompa. It's amazing what one day can do to turn your self-confidence around and how you're feeling about yourself. So got my spray tan. It's a good color. I like it. And then did my check-in as well. And yesterday I was in my head. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be ready. I don't know if I'm working hard enough. And then comparing my check-in today with where I should be, I'm only 150 grams. So like when you're weighing out your chicken and you weigh out 150 grams, that is what I am off of for my goal target weight to be on track for competing in April. So that could be water, that could be inflammation, doesn't really matter much. I am close to my target, and I just have to remember that this is a process and I have set goals and I'm close to those goals each week, and that is what matters. I'm giving 100% to my training, to my nutrition, to my cardio. Yeah, and it's really interesting because the past, how many weeks has it been? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The past 7 weeks, my nutrition has not changed. My macros have not changed, but my weight continues to drop because it is putting me in a slight deficit. And then with the recent addition of cardio this past week, it's also going to increase that deficit a little bit. So interested to see what comes next. But now I am off to the gym to get my in-body scan done. And I'm going with high confidence, looking like a highlighter because I feel like it. Another new Lululemon set I got for Christmas. And it's not something I would have bought for myself, but I fucking love it. So on the topic of moods changing, went and got my in-body done before coming in here, and my body fat percentage, according to the scan, which isn't 100% accurate, but it's a baseline that we can use, body fat percentage went up and my muscle mass is down 2 pounds compared to November and December. And I'm probably relating this to my hemochromatosis, my high iron. I've been feeling fatigued and weak in the gym. I'm getting lightheaded. This is very similar to what I was feeling in September. So fingers crossed with my blood draw next week, I start to feel better, and this is a temporary regression and things start looking up again. It is now Thursday. Yesterday was a day of rest that I spent the majority of my time at the computer, minus a floof walk, where I was putting together last week's episode, so I had to finish editing it and then upload it. And I also did all of the 60-day challenge logistics, because when you own a company, it's not just programming, there's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So got all of that accomplished with the challenge starting on Sunday. I also reflected on how I felt after getting those in-body results on Tuesday. I did that a lot yesterday in my journaling. And for any of my clients that I work with that get an in-body and see a fluctuation like this, my response is always, those are just guidelines. They're not 100% accurate. There's a ton of things that could have impacted that on the day. And I really had to take that to heart because I am seeing progress. That being said, I got my check-in response and my calories are going down a little bit. It's like a 200 calorie drop or so. I still have high carb days when I'm training and low carb days when I'm not. It's an interesting approach. I've never really done high low carb days. It's a bit of a pain when it comes to planning in my fitness pal, because you have to go in and change your goals, because that's the only way for me to see if I'm hitting my targets. But it's working out so far. I'm still eating quite a bit of food. I'm still only doing 3 days of cardio at 13 and a half weeks out now. And it was interesting. I did record one clip from last night and this was it. It has been 24 hours since my macro drop, and tonight is the first night that I'm going to bed hungry. There's going to be many more nights like this, and I'm okay with it. Just a new sensation that I haven't had in a while. Final day of this training block, and today is the hardest leg day that I have out of the days that I have been doing. I intentionally saved it for today to try and save as much energy as possible so I could really push and hit some personal bests. However, today I woke up with a red whoop recovery. My resting heart rate has increased a little bit. My HRV has gone down. So that is a sign that my body isn't necessarily ready for more stress. And if my weekend wasn't filled with hanging out with friends that are visiting from out of town, I would have taken today as a rest day. However, it's not going to work with what I have planned for the weekend. So I am using today to do the best that I can. Probably won't hit those personal bests, and that's totally okay. But I'm going to go in there and listen to my body, see what I am able to do. I'm not going to sell myself short and go in and be like, oh, I'm going to start with lighter weights. I'm going to try and see and if I can hit those goals that I set from last week. But if not, I'm going to pull back, focus on form, focus on technique, focus on tempo, and have the best workout I possibly can. That workout was probably one of the most challenging I have done in the past few weeks. I got really fatigued really quickly, had to do my exercises out of order as well. So I started with split squats and then I went into leg press superset with walking lunges, and it wrecked me. I showed up, I did the best that I could, but not one of my best workouts, but that's okay. Not every day is going to be your best. It is about the consistent effort over time that leads to progress. Come on, Floof. It's inside time. The walk is over. Come on. Samoyeds be stubborn. I am just outside of my dance studio house because tonight we are kicking off our candy shop themed next couple of months with a music video version of Made You Look by Meghan Trainor, hence the pigtails, and we got an outfit to go with it.